Alright you guys, to start off my Nicki Minaj inspired tutorial, this is a look similar to the one that she wore to the MTV Video Music Awards or Music Video Awards. I'm gonna start off by cleaning off my face and then moisturizing it, and then I am going to prime my face for foundation because she didn't really have a lot of eye makeup on, but her skin was really flawless looking, so we're gonna work mostly on the skin in this tutorial. Okay, so I'm using the Becca Cosmetics matte primer, and I'm just going to apply this to the T-zone area, pretty much where I get oily most of the time, and I moisturized with a moisturizer from Olay. For foundation, I'm using the black Opal Pore Perfecting foundations in Nutmeg, Au Chocolate, and Ebony Brown. The Au Chocolate shade is like a transition shade. It's like my in-between shade, and the Nutmeg is my regular foundation shade, and Ebony Brown is for contouring. So the first shade I'm using is Nutmeg, and I'm just applying that to like the under eye area, usually where I would highlight, and I'm just gonna blend this out using this foundation brush from Real Techniques. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead, use some more of the Nutmeg and apply it right underneath where I would apply my contour color, so it's pretty much in between my jawline and my contour area. Okay, and I'm just gonna blend that in there. And I'm also gonna apply some of this to the chin area, you know, the lightest parts of my face, since my face has about 3 different colors. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm using the Au Chocolate shade, which is my in-between shade, and I'm using that on my jawline to blend it in, and then I'm gonna use that in between my under eye area and the space between my jawline and my contour area and blend it in. This is where the contour color would usually go. So this Au Chocolate shade is working as a transition color. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry if I'm saying okay too much, but I just, you know, make sure you guys understand what I'm saying. You can also apply some foundation on your eye area if you know you want to, and I'm going to do that for this tutorial because she didn't really have any eyeshadow that I can see on her eyelid. It was pretty much eyeliner. She had like a nude or, you know, skin like eyelid thing going on, so we're just gonna apply some foundation just to give it that same effect. And for around my mouth area, I do have some discoloration. I'm going to be using this correcting palette from Becca Cosmetics, and I'm going to use the orange shade just to help cancel out the discoloration, and then I'm just going to go over that with some of the Nutmeg shade from the black Opal Pore Perfecting foundation and just blend it out. Alright you guys, now time for the Ebony Brown shade, which is my contour shade. I'm just applying a bit of a contour to my face. This will just help bring the shapes back to my face and define the face just a bit more. And I'm applying that using a foundation brush from Sigma. This is one of the flat foundation brushes. I'm also going to apply some of this to the bridge my nose to kind of make it look a bit thinner, because Nicki Minaj has a very like thin contoured nose, so that's what we're trying to go for. Okay, so now I'm using this contour brush from Sedona Lace. I'm gonna spray it with some of my e.l.f. Setting spray just to kind of help moisten it up a bit and then blend out that contour shade in circular motions. I'm also going to go ahead and blend out that nose contour as much as I can. I don't want any harsh lines or anything like that. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and blend out my forehead area. And if you need to, if you're using the same foundations to contour, you might want to spray your brush again, because if you apply just a little bit of product, it dries really fast. So you might want to moisten your brush just a bit more before you go ahead and blend that out, so it will be easier and blend in a lot better. Don't forget to blend underneath the tip of your nose, basically connecting the whole nose contour so it's not one long line. Alright, I am going to highlight my face using this foundation Fit Me concealer in the shade Cafe. I haven't used this in such a long time, and I totally forgot about this concealer. Like, it's amazing. It's a beautiful concealer. It blends in really nice, so I decided to go ahead and use it for this tutorial since I haven't picked it up in so long. All right, so I'm pretty much highlighting under the eye area, bridge part of my nose, cupid's bow, and my chin area. I'm also going to apply just a bit of concealer underneath where my contour area will go, and it will basically make my contour pop just a bit more. Alright, loves, so now I'm gonna go in with my foundation brush and blend out that concealer that I applied under my contour area. And I don't know if you guys can notice, it made the contour stand out just a bit more. Okay, so that's the effect I was going for. Then I'm gonna go in with this contouring brush from Real Techniques. I know it looks very similar to the other brush, but this one is more rounded and you can get into those tight spaces a bit better. Okay, so I'm just going to use this to blend out my under eye concealer and the rest of the highlighted parts of my face. You can also blend some of this onto your lid. Remember, we're not really doing much with the eyes except for a wing liner and some mascara. Okay, it's a very simple look, you know, to recreate. If you want to, you could put on falsies, but I'm not putting on falsies for this look. Okay, you guys. Now to set under the eye area, I am using my Ben 9 Neutral Set Powder, and it's a clear powder. It looks white, but it's clear, and this will just help set my concealer in place and take away all the extra shininess. Shininess, is that a word? Shininess. Yeah, shininess. We're gonna just use that. Now for my brows, I'm not filling in my brows. I'm just gonna brush them with some $1 Billion brow gel, I think it's called, and just brush them in place. Then I'm gonna go in with some concealer just to kind of highlight them and define them a bit more. By the way, you guys, if you're recreating the look, you can totally fill in your brows if you want to. I have somewhat full brows, so I'm not gonna fill it in for this tutorial. And when I did see her brows, like through her bangs, they weren't really filling too thick or anything, so I decided to not even bother filling them in, just to clean them up with just a bit of concealer, which is just gonna highlight the brow bone, and just blend it out with a concealer brush, and you're good to go. But if you want to fill them in, go right ahead. Okay, you have to do whatever makes you feel comfortable and what you like. Alright, now that I'm done with that brow, just gonna finish it off and then brush off any excess powder that is on my face. Okay, I know I didn't put a lot, but I still want to brush it off because I don't want to have that powdery look. I want a matte look without the powdery look. Okay, you guys. Alright, like I mentioned, there wasn't really any eye makeup that I personally saw on her lids while she was performing. I got real close up to the TV. Didn't really see any eyeshadow or transition color or anything like that. It looked like a naked lid. So I'm guessing they just put foundation on it just to even it out and some wing liner. So that's what we're doing today. By the way, the liner I'm using is from NYC, and it's a drugstore brand. It's one of my favorite types of liquid liner. They used to sell it for $1.99 a tube, but it went up to $2.99 a tube. Well, in my Walmart and Kmart it went up. So it's really affordable still, but you know, it's okay, it's $1. But it's really affordable still. It's a perfect liner. I love it. I love it. I love using the brush that comes with it. It does a really good job for the price. So now I'm just gonna apply some mascara, and I'm using some Wet n Wild Mega Lash mascara. Really love this mascara. Super affordable as well. If you want to, you can apply falsies, but I don't feel like the falsies do anything extra for this look, because I feel like the main part of her eye was the eyeliner. The lashes didn't really stand out to me, so that's why I'm just sticking to the mascara and wing liner. Alright, you guys, just to add some more warmth to my face, I'm going to use this pressed foundation powder from Nicka K, and this one is in the shade Almond, and it's just to, you know, warm up my face and bronze it up just a bit more. And I'm using an angled brush from Sigma to apply that. Okay, now I'm going to be using the same angle brush and this blush from NARS. It's called Lovejoy. It's a very kind of bronzy with a very small hint of color. It's very natural looking, you guys. Like, it's not one of those bright blushes. So I'm just gonna apply that to the cheeks, and then to highlight my cheekbone area, I'm using my Topaz highlighter from Becca Cosmetics, and I'm just going to blend that out as much as I can. And this brush is from Sedona Lace. It's one of their mink brushes. Very soft brush, you guys, and cruelty free, by the way. Okay, for my lips, I'm lining my lips using this Jordana lip liner in the shade Coco Loco. It's one of my favorite brown lip liners, so I'm just gonna outline my lips. Nicki Minaj's lip was very neutral. It looked kind of pink with a little bit of gloss on it, so I'm trying to replicate the same lip look. And I'm going to use this Jordana modern matte lipstick in the shade Matte Tease, which is number 4, just to kind of give it that pinky look. Alright, you guys, so I'm gonna go over that with a little bit of gloss, and this gloss is from Black Opal. It doesn't have the name on it anymore, but I will find it and list it down below in the description bar with everything else that was used in this tutorial. But I'm just gonna use the gloss to blend out the edges of the lipstick and the liner, just to give it that natural look. And I'm also going to set my eyes with some neutral Ben Nye powder just to make sure my eyelids don't crease. And that is it for this look once I put my wig on. Thank you, RPG Show, for my unit. Yes, all the information on this wig is down below in the description bar. But that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed the look, and I'll see you all very soon. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Love you guys. Bye.